Welcome. In this video, we will try to understand about the Karyalipittu, which is basically a martial art of the ancient India originating from the state Kerala. Now, this kind of questions are important from your GS paper 1 art and culture, and also in your prelims you would have seen that at times UPSC has asked some kind of unconventional question from the different folk dances, classical dances, music forms as well as the martial arts. So in that regard it becomes important that we get a hang of the Karyalipattu. So now let's move ahead. In this video we will discuss about the Karyalipattu. Apart from that, we will also shed light on other kind of martial art which are practiced in India. So let's start. So it is originated in Kerala and it has been there since 3rd century, which means it is one of the oldest martial art which is practiced in India. It includes mock duels and physical exercises. So there will be like two people fighting together and there will a lot of physical stamina is required to actually go ahead with this martial art. It is not accompanied by any drumming or songs, and the most important aspect is the style of fighting. So just remember there is no song or drumming associated with it. So generally what happened in the contemporary times when you actually see Karyalipittu, you would have seen that there are like sound effect and all, but that is more of the what is called as contemporary representation of Karyalipittu. In Karyalipittu, by default, there is no drumming, there is no songs, but it is mostly focused. In fact, it is a pure fighting style. The most important key of Karyalipittu is its footwork. So people are like the one who practice the art of Karyalipittu, they have to be very quick on their feet. So footwork is the most important part, and it also include kicks, strikes and weapon based practice. So all these are part of the Karyalipittu. And in fact, this is also one of the interesting part that women also can practice this art form, and Karyalipittu is still rooted in the traditional ritual and ceremony. So there are certain rituals and ceremony where this art form is showcased specifically in Kerala, and women can also participate. So these are the few general idea about the Karyalipittu, that it belongs to Kerala. There is women participation allowed. Footwork is one of the major thing. Then there is no drumming and songs associated with it. And apart from that, what you see in the fighting is at times the kicks and the physical exercises and the duels. At times the weapons are also used. So this is something you should know. Now let's just pictorically see. So this is how it actually looks. So you can see you actually go into lot much into air. So the air use of fighters is also something, one of the very prominent aspect of Karyalipittu. And you can see over here even the shield and sword are used. So weaponry is also allowed, and as you can see in this picture over here, women can also practice. So these are the all the important aspects of Karyalipittu. I am showing these images so that you could like relate it more. So I hope you understood about the Karyalipittu. Now let's move forward and try to understand the other traditional martial art which is practiced across the length and width of India. For an example, very neighbor to Kerala only, we have Silabam, that is practiced mostly in Tamil Nadu, and it is a weapon based kind of staff fencing. So there is like a staff or a big stick you can consider, which originated from the Tamil Nadu, and in fact during the time of Pandyas, Cheras, it was actually got a patronage from the king lineage also. So this is a syllabum which is practiced in Tamil Nadu, and it is based on a weapon generally looking like a staff. Then we have very famous martial art form in the form of Thangta and Sarisarkar. Thangta is an armed martial art form created by the Meitei people of Manipur. So where does Thangta belong to? It belongs to the northeastern state of Manipur. And which community or which tribe is actually associated with it? It is Meitei. In fact, Thangta is considered one of the most dangerous kind of a martial art, where actually you are using thang, which is a sword, and ta, which refers to a spear, which are the two main elements of Thangta. So Thang is your sword, Ta is your shield, and both of them, like it's a fierce fighting sequence which happened during the Thangta martial art. Then there is also a Sarit Sarak, which is an unarmed martial art form that uses hand-to-hand combat, which originated in Manipur. So Thangta is where the weapons are used. In Sarit Sarak, there is no weapon that is used, and it is mostly hand-to-hand combat. In fact, interestingly, when Britishers came to Manipur and have a fight, the kings over there actually got involved into the Sarit Sarak. So this is something historically you should remember. Sarit Sarak also belongs to Manipur. Now let's move forward and see other kind of martial art. We have Parikhanda, which is a style of sword and shield fighting from Bihar created by the Rajputs. So Parikhanda, it was created by Rajputs of the region, and it is a martial art form from Bihar. Then we have Thoda, which is a form of martial art that is commonly seen in Himachal Pradesh, especially in the valley of Kullu and Manali. So in Himachal Pradesh, you actually see the Thoda kind of martial art. What it is all about, it is actually a bow and arrow. So it uses bow and arrow, and people who are good at archery actually practice Thoda. So this is the basic aspects of Thoda. Then we have Gatka. Gatka is the name of the Indian martial art associated with the Sikhs of Punjab, who practice an early variant of the martial art. It is a style of stick fighting with wooden stick tended to simulate sword. So if you have seen, it is basically wooden kind of wooden stick which looks like sword or which have been used like sword. So they use wooden sticks, and they are generally or they are practiced by the Sikh community of Punjab. Sikhs of Punjab are the one who generally practice Gatka. So just remember that. Now let's move forward and quickly also see the other kind of martial art which are practiced in India. For an example, Mushti Yudh. So Mushti quite literally means fist fighting, and it is actually a word derived from Sanskrit. So basically over here it's actually include the exact fist fighting that is known as Mushti Yuddha. Tracing back to ancient India, this form of combat has been referenced in both Rig Veda and Ramayana. So Mushti Yuddha has actually something which is practiced in northern India, and you can find its presence even in the times of Rig Veda and Ramayana. Then we have Mardani Khel, which is a armed Indian martial art from Maharashtra. It is particularly known for its use of uniquely Indian patta sword and vita, which is a corded lance. So that's how Mardani Khel is basically you will using a unique style of sword, and there is also a corded lance vita which is associated with the this kind of martial arts. This belong to the state of Maharashtra. And then you have Pehlwani and Kushti. Pehlwani, also known as Kushti, is a form of wrestling contested in the Indian subcontinent. It was developed from the natives of Indian Malayuddha. So this is something which has been started then. Again, this form of wrestling is mostly practiced across India, but specifically in northern India, you can see the Kushti Akhada being more prominent, specifically in the region of Haryana. So these are the major Indian martial art forms from your UPSC examination point. This much information is enough on the surface. Like if any particular like martial art like Karyalipittu is in news, then again you have to go a little bit deep into it, but otherwise this much information is sufficient. So these are the things you should remember when you are doing your art and culture syllabus. Try to keep the information to an extent which can give you good return. At the same time, it is not taking up too much effort from your end. So this is the idea. So I hope you have understood this video. If you have any doubt, feel free to drop a comment. Thank you.